Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. Our dealers today are Hoggy, Henry, Jan, and David. Sometimes our dealers are a little bit, dare I say, careful.
I'm never frightened to put money down.
Well, no, don't be.
I'm not being mean.
You're just being tight.
All right. Keep your hair on.
I'm going to make sure today our dealers put enough dosh on the table. Get your money down.
I will.
You need to know that when you go to auction, it really is a gamble.
It's a canny devil.
What are you going to do with this 82 quid?
Give it to my dog.
Give it to your dog?
Today we're in Stamford in Lincolnshire and Nicola's kick-starting the day. She's brought along a fabulous selection of carnival glass for Henry Nichols.
It's not as popular perhaps as it used to be. I'm still going to put down some money for it and have a go at it. You know, probably 30 or 40 pounds, but certainly no more than that.
Well, Nicola has a special reason for you to dig a little deeper, Henry.
I'm trying to raise as much money as I can for cancer research. It was one of my nan's last wishes to come on to Dickinson's Real Deal today.
Hope you're feeling charitable, Henry.
Is it something you've collected, or...?
It's not something I've collected. It was originally my great-great-grandmother's,
Right.
being passed on to my nan, who recently passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And she really loved watching the show every day. So she wanted me to come on Dickinson's Real Deal today to get as much money as possible for cancer research.
Fantastic. What a wonderful reason to come on the show.
Yes, it really is.
OK. I mean, carnival glass is primarily American glass anyway, from the 1920s, that sort of period. And the iridescence that you get on carnival glass was very, very much in the style of very famous glass manufacturers like Lurtz and Tiffany of New York. The way they make it is when the glass is in the mould and it's still molten, they have what are called metallic salts, and they throw the metallic salts into the glass. Now, depending on the type of salts that you put in, governs what colour you have. Now, this sort of gingery orange is the most common colour that you can get, but you do get blues, purples, you get, you know, turquoise colours, and they're perhaps a little bit rarer. Now, you've got a few standard pieces here, but you've got two quite nice pieces. And the two quite nice pieces are these ones with the horses. Now, these are more collectible than the other pieces, and I'm glad to say that all of these pieces are in good condition as well, albeit one or two of them a little bit dusty.
A bit dusty.
But, do you want me to get some money out?
Yes, please.
20, 40 pounds. Does that sound any good?
A little bit more would
A little
be
bit
nicer,
more?
yes.
Okay. What if I was to say 80 pounds? Does that get any closer?
A little bit closer.
A little bit
We could
closer.
push for a little bit more. Tiny bit more.
A tiny bit more?
Yeah.
81.
Bit more than that.
£100. Now, £100 is probably what they're worth. So, would you be happy with £100 to go to cancer research?
Yes, I would be happy with 100.
You sure?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay. And just as a point, I'm going to put an extra £20 down because they do such a wonderful job.
Excellent.
You happy with that?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Nikki, thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Cheers. My nan would be really pleased with that generosity, and I'm really glad we've got so much money to give to cancer research.
Hang on, Henry. You said you'd only pay £40.
Once I found out that she was selling the carnival glass in honour of her grandmother, that changed the whole goalposts, and I decided to revamp my opinion of it and pay a lot more for it. But I'm happy to do that.
You're one of nature's gentlemen, Henry. John has brought his trunk to Michael Hodwin's table and he's also got a secret to share with you at home.
I'm not going to tell Oggy this, but this trunk only cost me a tenner, and I would like £100 to £150 for it.
That sounds ambitious. What do you reckon, Hoggy?
My next item is a lovely big trunk, and I like a big lump.
Will you give John the profit he's hoping for?
Nice trunk.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's got the maker's name here. Where did you get it from?
I actually brought it from a car boot. The man had 8 of all different trunks.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Let's have a look inside it. You'll have to help me open it. I'll unlock this one here. It's got a mechanism on it. And we've got the original key on the front here as well.
Yeah.
Just before we open it, I'll just explain it to you. This is plywood.
Yeah.
And this is metal binding.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look inside.
Yeah.
Voila, look at that little beauty. What we would call this is a steamship travelling trunk, more like a compactum, like a wardrobe, a miniature wardrobe. In the 20s and the 30s, it's the steamship streamline age, and this was the height of fashion then. Trunks were like a treasured item.
Yeah.
So the better your trunk, the more money you had. And if you went on a cruiser or on a train and you took something like this, people would be impressed that you had a good bit of kit. In here you'd have your clothes. We look inside, we've got the wooden coat hangers. That all your clothes would have hung in there. It's nice, isn't it?
There's also a little something here, Oggy.
Wow, look at that. It makes it easier to put your clothes in.
Yes.
Then it all closes up nicely. And there you go, back in action. It's got a nice look to it. What concerns me about it is the condition of it.
Yeah,
Well, I'll make you an offer for it.
Okay.
See what we can do.
Righto.
20, 30 pounds.
Yeah, nowhere near.
You want more?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's got their own opinion on values,
Yes.
haven't they, really, John?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not being mean.
You're just being tight.
All right. Keep your hair on. What about 40 quid?
Nah.
Well, John, you know, 1920s, 30s traveller trunks, cabin trunks, are highly fashionable if they're of a certain mark. If this was by Louis Vuitton, we would be talking £2,000-3,000 without even blinking. 60 to 80 is one estimation, the other 100 to 150. I'm going to say it probably is worth 60, 70 quid, something like that.
I actually bought 8 trunks at a car boot.
Yes.
I've sold 7, and this is my last one.
How long ago?
About a year ago, chap delivered them to my house.
Delivered them?
He delivered them to me.
Inclusive of the price?
Inclusive of the price.
Tell us the price.
£80.
£80 for 8.
Yeah, £10 each.
£10 a piece. You got a bargain.
Yeah, but it's a bit tight. Bit light, isn't it?
Oh, didn't you know that?
Yeah.
He's always
I have
a bit
more.
tight.
I have more.
Now he's trying to do Ian. I have more.
More,
I have more.
You want more?
Okay, let's see if he's prepared to come up trunks and put a little bit more money on. If he does, I'm going to say, get it sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Sound advice, John boy.
Okay.
So where should we go? I've got 40 quid down there.
Yeah.
I'll put another fiver down.
Nah. Come on.
I didn't say,
okay.
did I say 5? I meant to say 10.
Nah, a little bit more than that.
I'll
Okay,
put another
come
tenner
on.
down. That's
Nah.
50 quid.
60 quid, come on.
No.
It's going to auction, okay.
Are you sure, John?
Yeah, positive. You can't put another tenner on there, it's going to auction.
Auction it is. I wish you luck.
Thank you. Yeah, I know I've turned down £40 profit, but it's only money.
If I'm being honest, I think John should have taken my money. He might end up with egg on his face.
20 now at 18 but a bid, 20 now to a seat, 32, 35, 38.
Why didn't you take the 50 quid?
Not enough. If I keep that for another 100 years, it's 100 years old now. If I keep it for another 100 years,
Hey, listen to this.
it'll be worth £1,000. So just leave it alone and give it to my grandkids.
Now, you see, there are some optimistic people in this world, and all I'm going to say is, John is a bit optimistic. It's coming up now, £100 reserve. What do you think at home? Has he pushed the boat a bit too far? Is the £100 a little bit too ambitious? It's coming up now. Fingers crossed. Here it is.
So it's going to start with a couple of hundred, £200, 200, 150 to go, surely, 150, 100 will do then, £100 everybody, 100, 80, £80 bid at 80.
80?
£90 surely, 85 but a bid, 90 anywhere else now, surely at 85 but a bid, 90 at 90 bid and 5, at 95 bid, 100 now. 100, 110 now, at 100
Hey.
Let him finish selling at £100. Thank you very much.
Okay, £100. It came in. It's a canny devil. Okay, take away the commission. Now that leaves £82. What are you going to do with this 82 quid?
Give it to my dog.
Give it to your dog?
Yeah, it goes to pay the vet bills.
Oh, I see. I thought you were going to say give it to the dog to go out and start spending or something then. So we're only joking. Okay, so you're going to put it to one side for the dog.
Yeah.
Okay. On the day, the real deal was here in the sale room. I didn't think he was going to make it, but he has made it. 100 quid, and he's taking home £82. He's laughing because he knows he's got the better of me. That's the real deal.
Well played, John, and give our regards to Rover. After the break, our sellers want the cash too.
No, I still think a bit more.
Not too much more and we'd be there. Really, we would be there, I think.
Would 280?
Will they get what they want? Find out in just a few moments.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Stamford and Lincolnshire.
Going into battle on David Tupman's table is Adrian.
I've brought in my sword today. I've got no idea what it's worth, really. I'm kind of hoping we can get around the 100, 150 mark for it.
Tell us about your sword, Adrian.
I don't know a lot about it, to be honest. It was sort of a hand-me-down from my late father. I believe he used to go around the second-hand shops and the junk shops, I suppose, in the day. And he just had an interest in swords and spears and stuff. A bit of a boy's boy, I suppose.
Right. And so do you know anything about this one in particular?
I would have guessed that it was somewhere in the 19th century.
Yeah.
A cavalry sword.
Yeah. Why have you decided to sell it?
It's something that just gathers dust, to be honest.
Right.
It's up in the loft.
All right. Okay. Let's have a look at it. I think it's sort of late 18th, early 19th century. English cavalry sword. Scabbard very plain.
Yeah.
The handle snakes in. I noticed that the blade itself has got a few chunks out of it. It's been hacked around a bit, hasn't it? Which takes away from the value. I think that these particular swords aren't that rare. But let's put a bit of money down, see if we can tempt you. I'm going to put down 20, 40, 60, 80, £100.
It's a good start.
Are we in the right sort of ballpark, or are we miles out?
I don't think you're miles out, no. I want more than that. I'm not happy to let it go at that.
Yeah.
But you're in the right direction.
120.
No, I still think a bit more.
It's got nothing special about it.
Right.
I mean, the blade isn't particularly good. The scabbard isn't, particularly ornate.
Right.
It's pretty much a sort of functioning weapon.
Yeah.
I'm going to put down one more £20. It's £140, and I think that's going to be my lot, Adrian. Oh, well, thank you very much indeed. Thanks
you.
for bringing it in.
Really happy with that. It's top end of the estimate. I can't see it getting any more at auction, so yeah, chuffed.
Adrian seemed very happy with what I gave him, and I hope I can make a small profit out of it.
We'll see. Back in the den, Lynn has brought along her gold fob watch, and she knows exactly what she wants for it.
I would like to go home with no less than £300.
How do you plan to do that then?
I'm going to be nice and hope that pays dividends.
Interesting. What are your thoughts, Jan?
Sweet little thing, nice condition, no damage on the face. I shall be looking to buy this within reason. My mum gave it to me a while ago, and basically it's just been in the cupboard and there because I don't use it.
Well, I don't think people do
No,
now,
I don't
do they?
think so,
It's a
no.
shame.
Yeah.
And if you do sell it to me today, anything particular going to do with the money?
Well, to help my daughter fund her master's degree that she's started.
Right.
So,
In what is she studying?
psychology.
Oh, right. Right, so all for a good cause then.
Absolutely, yes. Well, let's talk about the little watch first, which is really quite charming. It's a lady's little half hunter. Why they were called half hunters is because only obviously half the face was showing through the glass. But as we open the front, we can see that it is a lovely whole enamelled face. And I can see that to be perfect, which is nice, because often they've got chips on and knocks, and so that is in nice condition. So here we have 18 carat, quite clearly stamped in the back, with HW, which stands for H White, the makers. And then we come to this really quite a lovely engraved back with all the workings. And you say it is going, it isn't going?
It sometimes goes. I think it probably needs a clean, and
probably been sitting for a jolly long time, and they get clogged up, and then they need a jolly good clean. But it's quite lovely inside, and I think probably dates from around 1910, 1920s. That's what it looks like to me. And I can just see engraved on the back Swiss. So it is indeed a Swiss movement. So now you need me to put down some money.
Yes,
for your daughter.
Yes, please.
50, 100, 150, 200, 250.
That's very nice. It's a pretty piece, though. Very
nice.
pretty piece.
What do you think about 270? You'd have to be looking at about 325 in an auction for that now to get what's on the table.
Yes.
In the ready cash.
Not too much more and we'd be there. Really, we would be there, I think.
290. What do you think about that? I'm thinking about your daughter here.
I know. So am I. Yes, I think that's fair.
So at 290 we have a handshake?
Yes.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted 300, but I got 290. I expected to fight quite hard for that, so I'm pleased.
48, bid 50 now.
After the break, things kick off in the auction.
48, bid 50 now, some international interest.
International interest just shows you on the internet. Someone, somewhere in the world is still having dinner parties.
Cecilia finds it hard to part with her collection.
The thing is, I have two sons and I cannot split it. I feel actually quite emotional about it.
And guess why Brian's selling his silver box?
Could be going for some hair extensions, you know, if probably one big one at the front be good, just to brush over, you know.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Stamford in Lincolnshire. Cecilia is next up with David, and she's brought in a collection of Automobile Association archive, which is close to her heart.
These items are very personal to me because they're now part of my family's history, and I hope David finds them to be of real interest.
Let's see what he thinks then.
This is a record of a trip that my late husband made in 1938, just 1 year before the outbreak of war, with his older brother on a motorcycle from Lancashire to Italy and back. I think what's particularly extraordinary is that my late husband wasn't quite 15 at the time.
So he's 40. I can't believe his parents allowed him to go.
I know. And this is a record of all the official documents that they needed, and indeed the whole route.
So what have we got here? We have all the various maps that they needed for their route.
Yes.
And these were supplied by the AA, or?
I presume so, because the AA did the total, typed out the total route with all the mileage.
Which I believe we have here.
Yes.
Which has all the different routes that they would take,
places.
And also a record at the bottom here of the number of miles.
Yes, my husband's brother, or one of them, each day wrote down the mileage that they'd done.
So this was their diary of the trip.
Yes.
And got up at about 9:30, breakfasted off buns and coconut cake, very hot. An incredible collection. And they collected various flags here at the time they were driving through Germany, just before the outbreak of war. An extraordinary time in history.
Yes, it was indeed. I feel actually quite emotional about it, and you might be thinking, well, why am I thinking of selling? But the thing is, I have 2 sons, and I cannot split it.
I can understand that. It would have to remain
As
in one collection because it's just such an interesting thing. I'm going to put a little bit of money on the table. I'm going to put down 20, 40, 60 pounds. I don't know how you feel about that. You may feel that that's, you know... Let's see what David has to say, Cecilia.
Well, Cecilia, I was fascinated, as I'm sure you were, David, with the story. Now, the estimations on these items, they vary between the independent values and the auctioneer, but they all start around about 120 and get up as high as 200. £60 is on the table. It doesn't probably sound a lot of money to you with all the ephemera that is here and the documents and so forth and the brochures. And so I'm going to say, take it to the auction, let the room decide, see what kind of collectors are out there, and let's see what price is offered up in the sale room.
I think that would be my decision.
I think that's a good decision. I wish you the very best of luck. I hope it does really, really well. Thank you so much for bringing it in.
Thank you.
And auctioneer Colin Young is sure Cecilia's made the right decision.
At auction, travel is one of those great subjects that captures the imagination of everybody. Auction estimate 120 to 180, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people queuing up for this. Receipt £20, anybody? No, selling at 18, all done.
They're here with a £120 reserve. The question is, are they going to sell? Is there someone who would go for such a thing? They're here now. 120 is the reserve. The question is, are they going to make it?
There we go, we have the brochures, pennant flags, including a whole variety across Europe there. Who's going to start me at a couple of hundred? 200, 100 to go surely. £100, anybody? 100?
Any interest, I wonder?
80. 80 bid. 80 bid, 5. 85 bid, 90. 90 bid, 5. Anywhere else now? At 95 a bid, 5. 95 bid, 100 now to us here. 95 bid a bid, 100 now to us here. £100 bid at 100, 110 at 110. 120 now to us here. 110, 120 now surely. 120 at 120, 130 now. 120's all.
Well, it's got up to 120. It's got right on the reserve.
It's the last call, and I will sell this time then at £120.
Gavel has gone down at £120. There is a commission to be taken off that, and that works out about £98. What do you think?
I didn't really have any expectations. No. I didn't have any fixed views at all.
You're going home with £98. It sold, it made more than on the dealer's day, and it was the real deal.
Well done, Cecilia. Now, Brian's brought along his sweet little silver box. Any idea what you want from Jan?
I'm looking for about 150 plus if we can get it.
Have you got a game plan?
Ooh, we'll have to wait and see.
Don't keep us waiting too long.
Would you like to tell me about this pretty little box that you brought in today?
Well, for a start, it is a pretty little box, isn't it?
It is, very.
It is nice, yes,
very attractive.
Right. Well, it did belong to my late partner, actually. It was a grandmother's, and it's been passed down. And now it's got to the stage where I'm going to move because the house is too big and stuff, and I'm having a bit of clear out. So
it's sentimental, and yet it's just laying there doing
that's
nothing.
That's right, yeah. Unfortunately, like a lot of stuff does. So, yeah, time to move on a little bit.
So let's take a little look at it. It's certainly very pretty. There's a lot of work on it, all this repoussé work.
Yep.
And so the repoussé work was in fact hammered out to get that two-dimensional level to it. All these little scenes here are rather nice because I believe they're fishing scenes, aren't they?
They are,
because they're all the little fishing nets there.
That's right.
And the barrels where they're putting all the fish into. So there's a lot of detail.
There is.
And that's going all round the edge here, all round the back. And then when we open it up, we can see that it has been at one time silver gilts.
Yeah, that's what I thought it probably had.
And then when we come round the sides here, I believe the date is for about 1909 with the Dutch import marks for Berthold Muller.
Okay.
And then it's got 925 for the silver mark when it was assayed here.
Okay.
But it's in very nice condition. When I hold it up to the light, I can't see any holes.
No,
There's
that's
often
good.
some telltale holes.
That's right.
Because I think what happens down the years is people vigorously rub the
Rub the mark,
marks
keep-
and the tops.
Yeah.
And of course it
Great
gets rid
stuff.
of all the detail, which is a great shame, but it's,
But that's
you
not,
know,
no, that's quite,
it's in nice
it's in good condition.
And I am aware of its scrap value, but I'm
Yeah.
not even going to go down that road because it would be wicked for it to be scrapped.
It certainly would. We don't want that to happen, no.
So I'm going to try and put some money down to tempt you to part with it.
Well, okay.
So say we put down £70.
No, that's not enough of that, no. No,
That's
we'd
enough.
like more than that, please, yes.
Right, that's fair enough. We're beating around the bush there, so say we say 90.
No.
Think about that. Am I miles away?
You've got a little way to go,
A
yeah.
little way to go.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Oh, I do like it, and
well,
I mean,
yes.
I'm never frightened to put money down.
Well, no, don't be.
So let's make it.
Are we going to change colour yet?
What do you think about that 120?
Yeah, just, well, just a little bit more.
A little.
We can go
tweak.
for just a little, yeah.
How about we say 130? And I think I'm getting quite close to where I want to be.
Do you want to put a £5 note on there with that?
I knew you were going to push me for that.
Well, it is.
Do you know what? What's another fiver between friends?
That's very good of you.
And I think that's fair on you, fair on me,
Yeah, that's been a good deal.
and we have a handshake.
We do.
Thank you so much.
Great, thanking you. Cheers. That was a really good deal, and I think now I can have a few more air extensions, and yeah, we'll probably come back and see if we'll head over there someday.
Yeah, I know I'll get a profit on it, and he's happy, I'm happy. Perfect partnership.
But after the break, Henry's got a much tougher customer.
I'm a good negotiator. I do know my stuff.
And the Duke gives Hoggy a ticking off. Again.
He has an answer for everything, this bloke. Get your money down.
I will.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Stamford in Lincolnshire.
Hello, I'm Henry.
John's sitting down with Henry, and he wants a good price for his collection of World War II memorabilia.
Hoping to make £100. I'm a good negotiator. I do know my stuff. I'm open to push really hard and make a good deal.
I don't think I'm going to be putting fortunes on the table. I think maybe sort of 30, 40, 50 quid, something like that.
You'll need to give this deal your best shot, John.
Is this just stuff that's been hanging around, or is it part of a collection?
I'm part of the collection. I'm trying to reduce the collection now.
Yeah.
And therefore, as I'm getting older, and turn it into finance.
Fantastic, and why not? Quite a motley selection you brought here, really.
Yes.
I mean, we've got a couple of gas masks.
That's
This one,
unusual, that one.
yeah, that is unusual, and that's
That's
for a baby
Yeah, that's right.
to go into.
And
Just show me how it works, John.
basically, they slide the baby in there
Yeah,
and then tighten up this thing here
yeah,
and around the body or underneath the bottom of the baby.
yeah.
And the baby lies in there, and then it can
And then you've
fasten to the mother's back or the father's back on this frame and then carry it around.
How fantastic is that?
It's a bit frightening, I thought, for the baby.
It probably is quite frightening. Let's just pop that up on there. This here, we've got an army issue gas mask.
That's right.
And this is from the early part of the war. Also, we have this little military issue compass down here, which is
That's
quite
right,
nice. My favourite thing, and I think most probably unusual thing, is this fireman's helmet.
The
That's
condition
how-
inside is quite good.
Let's have a look at the condition inside. Yeah, look at that. The original strap to it as well. And this would have been his serial number, I would think.
Yeah.
And where did you find this?
Me, that come from a small auction.
Right, you've got two different collecting genres here as well, because there are people that specifically collect firemen's
Well, I used
equipment.
to be a fireman.
Oh, there we go.
So I've got quite a lot of fireman stuff at home.
It's big. It's big news.
Yeah.
It's very, very popular. I think I need to get some money out
That's
and
a
see
good
if
idea.
I can
Good idea.
tempt you to part with it all. So, 20, 40, 60, 70 pounds. Oh, that's a definite no.
I'm pretty sure the auction people can get more for miniature stuff than that.
Okay. So, John, £90. What do you think of that?
Getting close, but not
I
quite
think
close
I'd like
enough.
to see what David's got to say. David?
Well, 80 to 120 is the basic area of expectation. You've got £90. It's a bit hit and miss this. I'm going to say that sounds to me to be a fairly good offer. I'm going to say this is a close one. If you want to hold your breath and go to auction, then we will do, but I would take the £90.
Thank you, David. So, John, we've got 90 quid on the table.
I think we just want a shade more of that.
A shade more?
More of that, and we're there.
So what you're saying is you want 100 quid?
That's right.
Do you know what? I'm going to give in £100 on the table. John, have we got a deal?
We have got a deal. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to see you.
I'm very happy. We've reached the figure I was aiming for, so it was a good deal to me. I'm going to put the money towards my pension.
Henry, what are you doing? That's the second time you paid over the evaluation today.
I'm not really worried if there's no profit in it. You know, I think I'll get my money back, but the principal thing for me is to actually have them as a display in my window for the next Remembrance Day.
Sounds like you know what you're doing. Back in the den, Hoggy's overexcited about Zahid's South African collector's coins.
I love gold, and 22 carat gold is the best you can buy. I am going to be a strong buyer on this one.
You'll have to be, Hoggy. Zahid's got big expectations.
I'm hoping to get around £2,300 for them. Obviously, it depends on the day how it goes, but let's see.
Best of luck.
Tell me about them, because they're all a bit alien to me.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is, basically. I'm originally from South Africa, so basically, through family, collected these coins. I've had them for a long while.
Yeah.
I've decided to cash them in.
Cash them in, I love it. I love a cash it in. Just explain these coins to me, though. This one has got a certificate with it.
Yes. Like I said, I don't know too much about them, but Mafeking is one of the towns in South Africa.
And that's the siege of
Mafeking.
Mafeking stamp replica set.
Yes.
We can safely say they're all commemorative.
Yes, they are. Yes.
And they're all 20th century, can't we?
It's basically South African history.
Yeah.
You've got like Winnie and Nelson Mandela in there as well.
But these actually come from Swaziland.
Swaziland.
And also commemorative as well. Mm-hmm. Let's have a quick look, because this is what we do with coins, and what we like to do with coins is, one, to see what the content is of the gold, really.
Okay.
And because it's a foreign hallmark, we just have to have a quick look, see what they are. Mm-hmm. But that's marked 18 karat gold, that one.
Okay.
And these ones, these are the interesting ones, really, because these are really big, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And these are, like you say, they're all people from South Africa, really. They were like a commemoration of something or other, weren't they? Mm-hmm. And they're marked 900,
okay,
which is less than 22, but more than 18.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a mix there, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that all of these are marked. Could you just pass one of those out?
Of course.
Let's have a quick look at that one. Oh, and that one's really simple. That's 18 carat.
Okay.
So they're all in very good condition because they've been kept in their boxes.
Yes, I have, yes.
And these ones here, we're not going to open because it's a proof set and it hasn't been touched.
Sure.
And these are also gold, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it says on there, yeah.
That's what it says, and what it
That's
says.
what I hope.
Yeah. It's a nice lot, and it's got some value to it, to a collector as well as a gold bullion dealer. Mm-hmm. So I'll get some money out, and we'll start with that chunk there because it's 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. 1,600 and £50. No.
I think they're worth a lot more. Reason being is, like I say, there's a lot of history behind them. For a collector, I'm sure it'll be worth quite a bit more.
Yeah, do you? Well, I'll try a bit more, 1,650. I'll go 1,700. That equates to about 2,100 in an auction room, and there's no commission to pay.
Right. Is it Zahid or?
Zahid.
Zahid, okay. We've assessed it as carefully as we can to come to the right carat. And at 20 carat, the weight that is there would provide in precious metal, as of today, £2,308.
Okay.
So at the moment, that is not enough. That would show a profit of £608.
David, I've never made that much in my life,
Well, that's what I'm
David.
saying, Michael. You need to get more money on the table.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
Gold is very volatile at the moment. The other
is.
day alone, it dropped £100 an ounce.
He has an answer for everything, this bloke. Okay, get your money down.
I will. Right, so 1,700. Okay. 1,800. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1,900. How's that?
We need to go a bit more.
1920, 1940, 1960. That is my final offer. That is hard-earned cash from a very hard-working antique dealer who likes to make a small profit, petite though it may be.
I think it's worth a bit more than that.
No,
I'll tell
it's
you
not
what,
to me.
because what
David said.
David just said as well.
David quite rightly said it's worth 2,300.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, at the moment, there is an amount,
1960.
Well, that's a silly amount. We've got to get at least £2,000. Now, at £2,000, Michael...
It's 2,000.
Okay, right.
That's my final
There is
offer.
£300 profit in that. Is that as far as you are prepared to go?
Absolutely.
You've got two choices. Take this money now, or go to the auction in the hope that there is a coin collector who will pay that bit more than a dealer. But it's a real gamble, I tell you this. I would not push you there, only you could make that decision.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Can we not add another £50 on there?
No.
Just £50?
No. I swear to you, I am all done at 2,000 quid. You can deal or you can go to the auction. It's entirely in your court now.
Okay.
Good boy. You've made the right decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am happy with the £2,000 that I received. David was a big help. I couldn't have done it without him, to be quite honest with you.
Not sure Hoggy feels quite the same.
It cost me £40 more than I wanted to pay. I don't mind.
You will if you don't make a profit. Speaking of which, let's see how all our dealers did today. Jan came out on top after paying £135 for the silver box.
I'm never frightened to put money down.
She didn't need to worry as she made a very nice 45 quid. She also dug out £290 to own the gold fob watch.
I do like to be fair.
But there was still enough in it for a decent profit. David Tuckman wasn't far behind, although he was worried about the quality of the sword.
I mean, the blade isn't particularly good. The scabbard isn't particularly ornate.
A customer saw its potential and nearly took his hand off for it. Hoggy should have listened to his own advice with those commemorative coins.
Gold is very volatile at the moment. The other day alone, it dropped £100 an ounce.
And he ended up making a loss. Henry paid over double the valuations with both of his buys. He was very confident with the World War II memorabilia.
I think I'll get my money back.
But he did even better than that and earned himself a nice little profit. But it was a very different story with the Carnival glass. He generously paid £120 for it, all in the name of cancer research.
I'm going to put an extra £20 down for such a worthwhile cause.
But when he got it out of his car, he dropped the lot, smashing it to bits. Ouch!
We've had a really exciting day. There's been a great crowd of people here. There's been lots of bartering and dealing, buying and selling, and that's what this show is all about. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time, and don't be late for Dickinson's Real Deal. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.